All right, this video is solely made for your encouragement. It is Thursday, June 4th, 2020, and we were at a protest yesterday, and we marched from WCCO to the Star Tribune to the First Precinct, and Max and I left, and they kept going. And everybody is hungry, they're hangry, they're tired, they're probably physically a little in pain as well. And everybody's feeling it, but you got to keep pushing. You have to. And the encouragement I get is from a particular woman named Kim Handy Jones, whose son was killed by the St. Paul police force. And she comes all the way from Chicago to talk to us. And she gives her blood, sweat, and tears on the mic. And she keeps going. She keeps marching. And for me, if she can do that, then well, what am I sleeping for? You know, and so it's if she can do that, then you can assuredly do that. And what you're also seeing is a community processing, grieving, and moving forward. And I think part of that is to keep the work going. There is something that feels inherently wrong about seeing people at the beach, people talking about how they went golfing, just seeing people right now, you know, just kind of being lackadaisical. And this just isn't the time to sleep. It doesn't feel like that for me personally. And that's why this work started. And, you know, you're seeing me on this vlog wearing black t-shirts and talking about social justice all the way through. Just because it's the only way it's the way for me to be right now. You know, it'll change, it'll transform and evolve down the line, but the work isn't going to stop. And for you, the work has to continue. And you also have to figure out, you know, the work that you're doing right now at food and supply banks, you know, that's dope. Those may end down the line. What is it going to turn into for you, and how are you going to make it look? And that's huge, because you need to evolve with what's happening in your city and in every city. This is a global movement. So get on board. Like you should be getting on board, because people are on board for a reason. Civil rights and human rights have mattered forever in the history of humans. So it should matter to you as well. And going forward, I really feel that you got to figure out a way to encourage yourself, like to really get up and have the juice to do it, because it's not always going to feel, you know, as momentous as right now. Right now is convenient. We talked about this earlier. A lot of people are showing up to the table that weren't there before. They weren't there during Jamar Clark. They weren't there during Marcus Golden. They weren't there during Thurman Blevins. They weren't there during Philando Castile. They weren't there during Cordell Handy. But they're here now. And you got here. Don't leave. Don't leave the table. Stay here. And really like lean into a lot of the things that you're feeling, and engage with a lot of the things that you're feeling. And go to therapy. I mean, like that's, and also, I mean, I think what we're doing right now is communal therapy as well, defending the block, reclaiming the block, creating food and supply banks. I mean, I've never seen a moment where grocery stores and police haven't been more unnecessary. And so that's from people doing the work. And taking initiative is the first step. Actually, the first step is figuring out what you want your lane to be. And then taking initiative on that is the second step. So figure out where you want to go and then do it. And keep doing it, okay? Because that's what needs to happen moving forward. And that's the only way that we don't have another George Floyd or another Fong Lee or another just absolute, you know, murder, or what I've been calling it, a modern day lynching of a body of color again. And it's not, it hurts and it's tough, and everybody's just going through this grieving process on a different level. You know, they may not have been related or have known George, but they're going through it in a different way and kind of confronting themselves. And that needs to not stop. Don't get complacent. Don't lean back into your power, rank, and privilege. Like really not get comfortable. Oh God, Nikema said this. This is the best phrase I've ever heard. Embrace the uncertainty. Get real comfortable with being uncomfortable. Like get real familiar with it, I should say, and let that be your guide. Let that be Once you start feeling uncomfortable, oh, now you know you're doing the work. It's great. Now you're here. Hi, welcome. So that's my encouragement to you. And there's really nothing specific about it. It's something that you have to find in yourself and keep going. And for some people, particularly white people, it's going to be easier for you to check out. It really is. Because we go to that question again, do you not want to engage because you haven't had to or because you don't want to? And answer that question first and then move forward. Because I think a lot of people are engaging and it's great, but I think it's also really, really paramount to explore why you haven't had to do this till now. Like really think about your life up till now. Why have you not had to have this conversation till now? Like really think about that privilege and whatnot. The wind's been at your back and you didn't know it. Now you're here. Oh, that's wind? Oh, I didn't know that was privilege. So really explore that about yourself. And I really encourage everybody to keep the work going. And I hope to post to my Instagram and also when this turns into a website or whatever, to have some information handy for people on where they can go to help out. So I'll be doing that on my end. So yeah, keep up the work. And you know, as my dad says, and as many people say, our work is never done. See you in the next one.